family, welcome back to the Your Pretty's Pennies YouTube channel. I'm Tara Jones-Williamson. Welcome back to my channel. If you are not subscribed, welcome and subscribe, sis. Join the YPP tribe. It is fun over here. We are getting our coins together, our lifestyle together. We are leveling up every day, even in the midst of uncertainty, right? Nothing stopping our show. Today is a question that I have from one of my ladies. I'm answering a question that I have from one of my ladies in the YPP tribe. She asked me, is it wise right now to continue her debt snowball? And so I am coming on really quickly to answer that question for any of you who are in the midst of paying off debt aggressively, have a financial plan, whether you've worked with me to create one or you have taken upon yourself to really get out of debt. In this time where we don't know if there's going to be an economic downturn, well, it's already been an economic downturn, but we don't know if we're going to slide right into a recession or not. Although a lot of individuals who are studying the market right now are saying that we will. My advice to anyone who is in the middle of paying down debt aggressively is to stop if you do not have money in savings. This is key. You can keep going and paying off your debt snowball and keep executing your financial plan as usual if you already have money in savings. And when I mean by money in savings, I mean about $5,000 to $10,000. If not, my advice to you is to stop what you're doing, start saving money, because we just don't know what's going to happen. And the good thing is that right now, if you are paying off federal student loans, they are at they are accruing at a 0% interest rate right now, which means you are not earning interest on every day you don't pay on it, or every day you have a balance on your student loans. You're not getting charged for that right now. You're not getting charged interest rate. Your state, however, may be. You got to check with your state student loans or whatever company for your private student loans, not state, private student loans. And you can maybe even give them a call, to your private student loan company if you have like NailNet, or what's some of the private ones? I know NailNet is one, and there's some other ones who are private. They're not federal student loan companies. They may still be charging you an interest rate, but sis, let me tell you, it is better to have money on hand if you need it than to be trying to get out of debt at this time, especially if you're paying off a large amount and the likelihood of you becoming debt-free is not in the foreseeable future, right? So definitely stop what you're doing, take a moment and think about and assess, okay, do I have enough money if something happens to my job, if something happens to my business or my income, if something happens to one of my children, if something happens to my car, if something happens to anything in any area of my life, do I have money to absorb that financial issue? If not, I need to set aside money in savings, in cash, save some in your home, put some in a savings account, so you can have that on hand, especially since we don't know what it's about to look like in this next year, right? And then once you're done, sis, if, let's say, for example, if in the next couple of months the economy goes back to normal and it's no longer an economic downturn, guess what? You got money and savings that you could just throw at your debt. It's not like that money just doesn't go anywhere, but it's better to be safe than sorry, right? Individuals back in 2008 and 2009, when the economy turned and there was a recession, girl, they wish they had money and savings to keep their household afloat, to make sure they could pay on their mortgage or on their rent, so where they're not getting foreclosed on and they're not getting evicted or they're not getting their cars repossessed. A lot of individuals suffered greatly because they were not prepared financially. And let's be clear, this is a cycle. Recessions happen and depressions in the economy will happen, is going to happen. If it does not happen this year, if it does not happen next year, it's going to happen the year after that or the year after that. It's going to happen. And so we as women and individuals need to make sure that we are preparing for what might happen, right? We live in a world where things happen that's not so good, but are you prepared for it, right? None of this should come as a surprise. The Bible said there's a time to sow something, there's a time to reap, right? There's a time where things grow, there's a time where things die, right? There's a time, there's an up and down cycle to everything in the world, including money, including the market, including housing market, including all these things. So don't get hit and be caught off guard by this economic downturn if it goes into a recession, because it's going to happen. Whether it happens tomorrow or next year or 8 years from now or 10 years from now, it's going to happen. And so always have money set aside to make sure you are covered for anything that comes your way. That is a good thing to do, all right? And when the market returns, you can go back to paying off your debt so you can become debt free. You know, I'm a big proponent of paying off debt. I paid off over $60,000 in less than 2 years back in 2012 through 2014 as a single mother, right? I was grinding, right? So I get it. I am all for it. I'm all for paying off debt, being financially free, using your coins, increasing your income, all of those things. However, when it's an economic downturn or when it's a recession, you have to move differently. You have to go from, oh, I know my job is going to be there, to let me secure my bag by putting money in savings just in case something happens to my job, something happens to the economy, something happens to anything that is not normal in my life, right? All right, so thank you so much for watching this video. As always, I appreciate you. I adore you. I hope you are keeping your spirits high in this time. If you need me, click the link below to book your financial strategy session. I do have some openings on my calendar for April. Talk to you later, guys. Bye-bye.